Hikecast number 6. I'm not in Brazil yet. Instead, I'm at the beginning of the Paul Peak Trail. We're going to hike down to the Golden Lakes. I'm actually with my in-laws. This is the 39th annual hike to the Golden Lakes in Mount Rainier National Park, and I'm taking part in it for the second time. And we're going to hike to South Mowich Camp tonight, and then up to the Golden Lakes tomorrow, and I'll see you probably down at South Mowich. Well, we're not quite down to South Mowich yet, but this is our first very nice view of Mount Rainier. We just came around Paul Peak and are now heading down a whole bunch of switchbacks. You can't see them, but I promise you they're there. And there's a lot of them. We're going to end up down at the South Mowich, which I think you can hear in the background if you listen really carefully. And we're going to spend the night there, and I'll see you down at the bottom, unless anything on the way catches my fancy. Something caught my fancy. That there is the South Mowich of which I spoke. As you can see, snaking off of the mountain, and down somewhere there behind those trees is where we'll be staying tonight. Okay, one last time before I get to the bottom. Just want to show you the what I meant by these switchbacks. That there, that's a switchback. And it comes down and around, and that's a switchback. Then it goes down onto what I'm on, and then that's a switchback. And it goes around there, and it comes down there, and there's a switchback. And it goes around, down there, and way down there, there's another switchback. And it just keeps going like that until it hits the ground, wherever that happens to be. Good times. That says it's 3.1 miles back to the Mowich Road, which means it's 0.8 miles to the camp, which is a good thing because it's getting pretty dark. We got a late start, but we're alright. Well, we're down here, it's morning now, at South Mowich Camp. Got in a little too late to do any realistic videoing. But it's morning now, we're going to hike up. I'm going to show behind us, Jake. We're going to hike up that direction. You can't see anything but trees, but I promise you there's a river behind there and a ridge that we're going to go up to. And we'll probably talk to you once we're at the top. So that there is the South Mowich, which we just crossed. And that up there is more or less where we came from. And then, going all the way around, up there, that's where we're going. Well, here we are at the crest of the ridge I pointed out down there. We're actually about a quarter mile, maybe a half mile off of the Wonderland Trail, which is, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, but we're on the Wonderland Trail for most of this. But the surprising thing about that is that there's been essentially nobody here. If you don't know what the Wonderland Trail is, it's a 96-mile trail. It goes all the way around the mountain. It's pretty spectacular. I've only done a couple chunks of it, but it's pretty spectacular and very popular, usually. But because of the storms and things this year, they've been warning people away, and apparently it worked, because we haven't seen anybody. And usually we see a good dozen or so by now. But it's a nice hike up to this bit. It's decently steep, but nothing too bad. Not as bad as the switchbacks coming back, which you can kind of make out over there. But it's another 2 miles to our secret crossing down to our Golden Lake spot, and then another mile down to that from there. And we'll probably see you down there. Before we get down to the lakes, I just wanted to point out that we are at the moment not inside the Mount Rainier National Park boundaries. We're outside of them as indicated by this sign, which means we can start fires and have dogs and all sorts of crazy things that we're not doing. We're here at the Sunset Park Patrol Cabin at the Golden Lakes campsite. We're near our secret go down to the Lower Lakes place. We're going to go down and camp for the weekend and maybe do some fishing, but you shouldn't look for them because the fishing's terrible. But here we are, we're down at the Golden Lake. I'm not telling you which one, because then you might come here, even though the fishing is terrible, or at least I'm terrible at fishing. It's one of the two, possibly even both. But this is the spot we're going to be here for a couple days, and we're going to hike out on Sunday, and all the way out, the whole bit that we took a day and a quarter to do last time. And anything interesting goes on between now and then, I'll be sure to let you know. So it's Saturday now, and this is pretty much how Saturday goes around here. We're actually down at a separate lake from the one we're camping at. That's Jake, who just waved. He's my brother-in-law. Way over there is my father-in-law, Mark. And we're fishing. I'm kind of fishing, but I'm terrible. I think I may have mentioned this yesterday, but I'm really bad at fishing. I've got one so far today, though, so that's validating my existence somewhat. Well, let's see if this cast worked. Well, that lure didn't work, but that's okay. Another one did. I caught all of 2. It was pretty great. And now it's Sunday morning. We're about to leave and hike out. Today's the big hike. It's 11 miles all the way out to the Paul Peak Trailhead. So our our progress has been arrested by enormous huckleberries. Huckleberries the size of my fist. I have a very small fist, but seriously, look at that thing. Look at that. You can't see it. It's fuzzy, but it's huge and incredibly good. So we're gonna be here for the next hour. We may hike out Monday.
They're covered with fresh rain.
Rain.
So are we. And they're cool.
Day 5.
It's like eating them out of the fridge.
Day 5.
Except that they're fresh in the woods instead.
Ooh, that's a kidney-shaped one.
Still eating berries.
There's a big one just in front of you, Jake.
I know.
Then you get a handful like this and you put the whole thing in your mouth like this.
Well, here we are again. This is about switchback 7 of the 21 or so switchbacks up from South Mowich to the Paul Peak Trailhead. Mountain's a little bit socked in, you can't really see it, but we're in the same place. Probably got another 2.5 miles to go, but it's all straight up over another 14 switchbacks, give or take. Probably give.
Well, we made it. It was more than 21, it was at least 23. But anyway, we're here at the top. A couple more coming up in a little bit here, and we're done, and that's good, because 11 miles is kind of a long way. I highly recommend this hike, even the parts that I'm not telling you how to get on. But it'd be a great hike if you just want to do a quick 20-miler from here, the Fall Peak Trailhead near the entrance, down to the Golden Lakes camp there, and then back. That'd be about 20 miles. You could do it in 2 days if you wanted to. Or if you had 2 cars, you could be here and then another one over at the Mowich Lake, and you could hike down from here to the lakes and then up to Mowich, or just from here to Mowich if you wanted to. The one thing to remember that I always forget is that after the 23 or whatever switchbacks, there's a whole lot more up to go. I forgot that, and it made me hurt. So, if you ever do anything on the Paul Peak Trail, remember, there's switchbacks, and then there's more up. Like I said in the last Hikecast, which isn't actually up yet, leaving for Brazil at some point, check out Hikecasts.com at some point, where there will be something related to this that I'll hopefully be able to keep my hand in even when I'm in a different country where hiking is dangerous because of bandits and pythons. See you later.